Здравствуйте, дорогие друзья! Вы на канале Зеленая Удача, а мы продолжаем проходить Инквизитор, Мартир, с помощью техномеха мы... Техномеханика? Бывшего техномеханика, ныне инквизитора, мы проходим дальше, и сейчас мы пойдем искать Арлекина, и пускай она нам скажет, зачем мы нужны ей, что же там у них за план, что же там за видение, в чем ключ, и вообще и альфа-парию еще непонятно для чего. Ну, в принципе, понятно, для чего она нам нужна, она там демонов уничтожает, но она тоже еще все еще в отключке, и, похоже, история вокруг нее все же вертится. Так что не будем задерживать, сразу же берем чайку, кофейку, плюшечек, чего-нибудь вкусного похрустеть и поехали!
Careful down there, Inquisitor. The world is crawling with tyranids.
My main concern is not Xenos, but another one in particular. Are you certain that the Harlequin will be here?
I am, as much as one can be, certain about Harlequins. But I know her, and I'm confident you'll meet her.
It is surprisingly quiet at the moment.
The tyranids are hibernating, but trust me, your arrival will stir them up mightily.
A precise and surgical strike is what I need now. Send me the coordinates of the Harlequin.
There are 3 webway gates in the area. The Harlequin could be near any of them. How's that saying go about plans extending beyond contact with the enemy?
The combat statistics of the Ordos neither confirm nor refute this paradigm. Another technological marvel defiled. I'm still perplexed by the ferociousness of the Tyranids without their hive fleet.
It is indeed remarkable. The Xenos recognize the futility of a full-scale invasion and use the available biomass to infect as many planets as they could.
Still, eventually they were purged by the Imperium.
Not entirely. After the Tyranids had scattered their forces, isolated diaspores were able to survive mostly on the more backwater planets.
Inquisitor Mercer, do you have any idea what the Harlequin is trying to achieve on an infested planet?
First of all, it used to be their world. I'd say the Eldar regard it as their world still. Harlequins are attracted to the sites of great tragedies.
What is so unique about this planet?
This used to be an Eldari maiden world, at a hub in the webway. Numerous gates are still intact.
So she can dance between the webway and real space. A perfect hideout for a Harlequin. Now I'm beginning to see why the threat of the isolated Tyranid diaspores led the Adeptus Mechanicus to order exterminators.
Yes, that was the sad fate of this maiden world.
The current situation proves, though, that even an exterminators might not be enough.
What is more disturbing is that this proves that this particular hive mind acted like a highly intelligent being and used cold logic.
We must talk, Harlequin. Seriously this time. I fought my way here.
No, human. You have barely started fighting. The true battle only begins now.
My tolerance for your riddles has not increased greatly since last time.
Still, you are exactly where you need to be. Not far from here, upon the plains of despair, where the towers no longer sing laments, lies the ruin of the Shrine of the Prophecy.
I've warned you about talking in riddles, haven't I?
Your kind call it the Viscerum Prophecy. That is where the corrupted wanderer, the one you call Uther Tiberius, followed the same visionary words.
Tell me about the shrine.
Why? You would not understand it. The shrine holds great power, which is why the Devourers are drawn to it. I will lead you there once the path is clear.
And if I refuse to play my part in your wicked theatrics?
Then the Nexus will open, and its purple gaze will fall upon your falling empire, Inquisitor.
You sound just as insane as I thought. However, I have an idea about that swarm.
I will join you in the endless dance of death after you have walked through fire and flames.
I have good news. The Freeblade Knight is awaiting deployment against the Tyranids, and Sir Ambrose Caradoc is currently reciting the prayers of sacred recalibration in the hangar.
That zone is the epicenter of the infestation. He needs to be prepared.
Another heroic quest to cull the enemies of mankind. Glory to the Emperor!
I admire your sense of dedication, but focus on your mission. The threat you are about to face is immense.
What else would a solitary knight seek, if not a relentless battle? And a victory against all the odds!
The zone of your current engagement is swarming with Tyranids. I must also warn you about the venomous clouds obstructing large areas.
Trust me and the Crimson Wanderer, my brother in battle.
I am not your battle brother, sir, but I wish you a good fight. You must clear the entire area so the Inquisitor can proceed to the target location.
I know your retinue well, Inquisitor, but I haven't had the pleasure of fighting for you. Yet. But the Crimson Wanderer, this magnificent relic of our glorious past, is now on its way to strike down the unclean and the corrupted.
I must warn you, Knight, that the vaporous discharge you have entered is of an extremely corrosive nature.
A mere whiff of foul xenos stench cannot harm my glorious war machine.
Quite the contrary. The acidic fog can significantly damage the plating of your knight.
Blast! Full speed ahead!
I must warn you, Knight, that the vaporous discharge you have entered is of an extremely corrosive nature.
A mere whiff of foul xenos stench cannot harm my glorious war machine.
Quite the contrary. The acidic fog can significantly damage the plating of your knight.
Blast! Full speed ahead! this unholy tide ever subside? The Wanderer is wading knee-deep in their corpses, and still they fight!
I feel your frustration, pilot. I have fought the Tyranids only once. Rest assured.
In case you were wondering about my past, Inquisitor, it is shrouded in secrecy. I forsook my house and became a free blade a very long time ago, for reasons I cannot discuss, as I am bound by an oath of secrecy. I hope you understand. I live for the clangor of battle! I am a solitary wanderer, Inquisitor, drawn to the darkest pits of hell by the flames of war and the cries of the innocent. I am glad to assist the Holy Ordos, and that is exactly how I met the Inquisitor who formerly led the noble company on your ship for a while.
The Squire Skulls are reporting new activity. The massacre has drawn out the Synapse creature as expected.
My experience in Xenos matters is limited to fighting them, Inquisitor. Is this development good or bad?
It is quite subjective, I'm afraid. You will be facing a truly monstrous creature. However, it also possesses a psychic power that unites the Tyranids of his swarm. So killing it makes them lose control.
But that is great news! The more dangerous the opponent, the more glorious the victory! Abomination! With the blaze of my blessed weaponry, I will banish you from this planet! Inquisitor, the swarm is no more. The Crimson Wanderer has fulfilled its sacred duty. The area has been cleared. The machine spirit of my knight will need some soothing psalms after all this taint. You are free to proceed to the ancient shrine you seek, Inquisitor.
Inquisitor, may I remind you that you have only gained temporary respite by eliminating the Synapse creature. The Tyranids are still unorganized, but soon another organism will replace the original Synapse creature.
I have no time to lose then. I must locate that Eodari shrine immediately. Your annihilation is a gift to the Emperor.
Bioscanners indicate the approach of psi-active organisms, probably inbound from the adjacent zone.
I'm expecting significant increase in the memory crystal, which has survived an exterminatus. A remarkable technological anomaly.
You are closing in on the shrine. The architectural components of the nearby ruins are consistent with our records on spiritual Aldari structures.
I'm convinced that it has become the lair of something much more materialistic.
The last act in this grand tragedy will soon unfold, human. Are you willing to take the stage?
I must warn you that to manipulate an Inquisitor is not the brightest idea, Eldar.
Always so furious. So short-sighted. I am not your weak-willed subordinate.
Insolence. You have clearly betrayed me.
This stone once absorbed the soul of a seer, the greatest pathfinder in the Garden of Ever-Changing Roads. I need it. We need it to walk the seventh path. This is the first curio of fate I need.
Are you willing to cooperate?
On one condition.
What would that be?
You really, really need to survive your next battle. I've promised you answers, human. So, you will have your answers.
Did you lead me here on purpose?
I might have manipulated you to help me take the spirit stone from this scorched pit of despair our planet has become. Yes.
Did you lie about everything? The prophecy, the Alpha Pariah?
I cannot lie. My role forbids it. Your Inquisitor brother knows that. That's why you were sent here. Clever, clever Mercer. I weave my words too carefully for lies.
Enough of this. Do you know the answer to my question or not?
There is a place deep within the maze that spreads between the real space and the warp. And in the heart of that living, twisting labyrinth lies the Black Library.
You are stalling again. I'm losing patience with you, Eldar.
The library is a repository of forbidden knowledge. A vast collection of books still unwritten or lost forever. And I stole the prophecy from its darkest vaults.
You had it the entire time.
I told you I didn't lie. Take the prophecy. It is yours.
This ranks as a highly improbable scenario, yet with the optimal outcome. What do you make of this ancient prophecy, Marcos?
The tech priest considers it pure Xenox nonsense. My opinion is more nuanced.
but I can't see any practical use for it either.
You are being too harsh. The prophecy alludes to certain facts that we know are valid.
You are willing, then, to accept the existence of a million-year-old artifact created by a race long extinct that somehow had knowledge of the birth of beings like her?
Uther's research was based on ancient fabricators' technology. The existence of the Alpha Pariah could easily be the result of this prophecy. In that case, the Pariah needs the artifact to control her powers and fulfill her true potential. Otherwise, she presents a grave danger to everyone.
Do you have a destination for me?
I must find an unknown artifact created by a long-extinct race. The chances are minuscule. I have scoured the available inquisitorial archives and classified data troves. Nothing.
I might be of some help. Luckily, we have an acquaintance who knows his way around the system.
Who would that be?
A rogue trader captain who once helped out in an investigation related to my family. This captain, one Nathaniel Grexus, made a fortune as a trader in Xenos relics. He abandoned that particular career a while ago, but he must have kept his contacts.
A sound idea. Do you have any information on his whereabouts?
We exchanged messages only recently. He was on his way to the mining world Arcadus.
Then set course for that planet. We must find that Grexus.
The tech priest has sent out several...
I require an update on his activities.
May I hazard a guess? Old Nathaniel Grexus must be quite busy with one of his suspicious deals.
This area is...
Are you willing to face an army of rebels?
They will have a chance to show penitence. They had a chance to show penitence. Now they have left me no choice.
We have the picked feed from the Scryer Skulls.
You have betrayed me, you filthy rat!
First, call me a rat again and I will break your jaw. Secondly, I have no idea what you're talking about.
Really? An Imperial agent has landed in the zone. Tell me it was not you.
Don't you dare pin this on me, you scoundrel.
Snitches like you deserve death. But we can use you as a hostage. Lads, watch this filth while I deal with this mess.
Great. Old Grexus is being, well, himself again.
I have no time to lose.
Be careful, Inquisitor. They have fortified their camp with advanced defense systems.
These rebels are surprisingly well equipped for a group of simple deserters. The contacts of Captain Grexus seem to dabble in Prometheum smuggling as well. These rebels have a shadowy benefactor with a moniker, the Savant, that could be an important lead.
Refuse to be a slave!
Initiating elegy canticles.
These rebels keep dealing in all sorts of dubious activities.
The increasing warp surges tore this sector apart for a very long time, fragmenting the largest Astro-Militrum regiment into separated entities. Those who were weak of faith have fallen into the abyss of foul treachery.
I swear, Inquisitor, this is not what it looks like. A dreadful scam, that's all it is. On the part of these filthy scoundrels, I mean. I'm innocent. I would never collaborate with known traitors.
Calm down, Grexus. This Inquisitor is hunting for someone else. I've told him about you.
My dearest Ragnar, what a joy. Still doing charitable unpaid work for the Holy Orders, I see.
Terminate this unnecessary social interaction now. The captain is correct. This rescue operation does not concern your person, but your potential as an informant.
I'm always glad to help the Imperium. Even for free, of course. So tell me, Inquisitor, how can I assist the Imperium today?
I hear that you are an expert on Xenos relics.
Oh, well, I've only dabbled in the fine arts, unless you want to transport them unnoticed by Imperial authorities. Then I am definitely your man.
Let us pretend I didn't hear that. I'm trying to locate a unique Xenos artifact.
In that case, I might know of someone who could be of help. They call him the Savant.
The shadowy figure behind your criminal friends.
Who said anything about friends? I was led to believe that they conduct legitimate business. Or misled, rather. That Savant, on the other hand, is far from a law-abiding citizen. He, or she, is running an operation dealing in black-market Xenos art in the subsector.
And where could I find this Savant?
I have no idea. But I can lead you to the base of those despicable gentlemen you have just obliterated. Righteously, of course. They are business partners now.
I hope that your assumption is correct, and I will find information about the Savant's whereabouts there. Captain, you have important news for me, I presume.
You have a very urgent message from the Caligari Conclave. A new assignment, maybe.
With the Conclave, you can never know. Let me see it.
Inquisitor, I have a crucial task for you. In the light...
Captain, I want you to take me to the Aureus system in the Triglav subsector. Do you have any update on the situation over there?
According to my astropath, there's been a cascade of fresh astropathic dispatches from the subsector. Warnings of dissent and heresy, nightmares of abandoned void stations, empathic bursts of terror and relief. Apart from the Aureus system, which is still dark.
We shouldn't waste our time then getting there.
And now comes the hard part. You will need to make these unworthy Imperial subjects reveal the location of the Savant.
I don't have time to deal with prisoners and interrogations.
Noospheric analysis shows various cogitators in the area, all properly cleansed and maintained.
Good suggestion. Those machines are probably being actively used by these rebels to conduct the operations. They might provide the information I need.
Be careful, Inquisitor. The Argus shows several patrols moving around in the target area. Keep your distance from those barrels. One careless shot, and the whole area will go up in flames. Watch out, Inquisitor. Those towers will alert the nearby troops.
An alarm signal. Really? You are too late. Activation sounds initialized.
Cogitator data is fragmented. Crypto litanies are remarkably well versed for those unskilled in the tech mysteries.
Can you decipher it?
A larger sample would exponentially lower the estimated time cost of the procedure.
So much for a surgical strike. I will clear the areas and access the other cogitators. If I can't silence the alarm, I'll face some serious resistance. Not that I'm complaining. Time for payback! Another corpse to loot! Repentance is redundant. My ears are bleeding. I must stop this Emperor-forsaken noise. And it's gone. Now, where was I?
Still no data on the location of the person of interest. Located an infotone tagged Fabricatus and Requillery, though.
That unique term again. What could you find out about them?
The data serfs recently finished combing through the material. Warning, 99.9% speculation.
Give me a summary.
The Fabricatus were a Xenos race, confined to the Caligari sector. Extinct for several millions of standard years. Hypothesis, based on Fabricatus archaeofragments. These Xenos tried to adapt Necron technology, with no significant result.
Teleport beacon in range. Alarm signal. Really? You are too late.
Kill the Imperial scum! Smash!
If I can't silence the alarm, I'll face some serious resistance. Not that I'm complaining. Next time I should act faster. Much faster. Teleport beacon in range. I'm attempting to placate this ancient machine.
Encrypted business transaction and financial correspondence analyzed between local subjects and a person with the name tag Savant. Astra Telepathica codes identify the system and the world where the messages originated.
Then we have what we were looking for. It's time to pay a visit to this savant.
Be prepared for anything, Inquisitor. The Savant has a fearsome reputation in my circles.
Hopefully the agents of the Ordos have a similar reputation in your circles. Did you verify the coordinates we had for that mysterious savant?
I did, Inquisitor. It is on Dvorgov, a quarantine world still infested by tyranids which could spell trouble. Speaking of trouble, there is also an astropathic transmission for you from an Inquisitor of the Ordo Malleus.
I'm Inquisitor Koraks, a demon hunter of the Ordo Malleus, and I require your immediate attention. We need your assistance in a most important matter. Find me on my stronghold in the Ventus system. Koraks out.
Change of plans, Inquisitor?
No. If you ask me, the Daemon Hunters are a secretive branch of the Inquisition, with an exaggerated sense of self-importance. Koraks can wait. I must find the savant first. Tech Priest, a logical first step would be to access the data vault of the port to find that hideout.
Correct. As per the decree of tech preservation, the maintenance of our sacred data vaults is a priority, even on temporarily uninhabitable worlds.
First, I need to find a cogitator to access the port data vault.
Filing personal addendum. Your initiative is commendable for someone not wholly indoctrinated into the ways of the cult Mechanicus.
These Xenos are truly a blight upon this subsector.
Considering the adaptability of this race, the phenomenon is completely explicable.
I'm much more interested in why anyone would choose a Tyranid-infested city as a hideout.
Consider the Xenos presence as a defensive system.
Activation sounds initialized. Those are definitely Blessed Adeptus Mechanicus Automata. This warrants an inquiry. This is interesting. This retinue was working for a techno-archaeologist. It could be the savant we seek.
I presume the contingent was trying to eradicate the local Tyranid threat.
Quite the contrary. They were trying to gain control of the Xenos population.
I keep an open mind, but even I find that idea hard to swallow. On another note, the data slate contains location tags for their home base.
Where is it?
We have no information as yet. The tech priest is working on it.
Activation sounds initialized.
Breaching the data vault has failed. You need to power up the auxiliary mainframe.
Send me the coordinates to that mainframe. Accessing the sacred mechanism now.
Your priority is still to access the auxiliary mainframe, Inquisitor.
I'm working on it, Team Priest. In case you hadn't noticed, I've run into some resistance.
The altercation has definitely been noticed and recorded for potential post-mortem evaluation.
See that Vox station? There's an incoming transmission.
An attempt to communicate. Good. My target must be getting nervous.
You have entered Research Zone 17. Trespassing is strictly prohibited. You must leave immediately.
You must be the Savant. I am an agent of the Holy Orders, and I have questions for you.
I only answer to the Machine God, Inquisitor. The work I'm doing here is of paramount importance. We must be prepared for the return of the High Fleet.
This is treachery, and you will pay for your insolence.
I don't think so. But I hope you don't mind participating in a little experiment first.
Careful, Inquisitor. The Void Port defense systems have been activated.
That treacherous Savant has control over the entire system. He's trying to stop me.
At least you don't need any more proof that you are on the right track.
Accessing the sacred mechanism now. Your actions were wrong. What is this unauthorized deployment, Tech Priest?
Displaying necessary initiative. Accessing the mainframe requires the knowledge of Tier 4 administrative charts.
Are you suggesting that I lack the necessary skills?
Negative. The number of incoming bioforms requires your undivided attention. Hence, you cannot run the crypto litanies at the same time.
That is logical. I will defend the area while you complete the process.
For your information, Inquisitor, I will record your combat for further analysis. First, I found your intrusion bothersome, but I realize that your presence here grants me the opportunity to study the combat patterns of the Tyranids more thoroughly. You are doing the work of the Omnissiah.
A new wave of Tyranids is approaching. Stay alert, Inquisitor.
Greetings!
I have spent decades working on my synaptic pseudo generator unit, but it was a failure. I set out to build a device that could control the Tyranids, and it was deemed impossible. But I can't give up on my vision yet.
The bioscanners indicate another wave of Tyranids, Inquisitor.
The persistence of my misguided brother there is getting frustrating, Inquisitor. Just like your unwelcome visit. I know you want to judge me, but I seek to save the Imperium. These organisms pose a huge threat. But if we could find a way to control them one day, just think about the potential.
scans show no more incoming hostiles. Also, data analysis complete. Voidport structural records have been processed. The location of the underground facility is available.
Excellent. It is time to pay a visit to that treacherous madman and discuss these experiments. I must reach the inner sanctum of this facility.
Considering the nature of the savant's experiments, I would be very grateful for some pictograms if you find some of his devices.
You are right, Marcos. I will take the effort to record everything I find. Repentance is redundant. I thought that the Savant employed these treacherous rebels only for smuggling, but he has an entire cohort of them as a private army. That is interesting. The Savant sent an expedition to a former fabricator's world and encountered the Eldari from the craft world to Athal.
Inquisitor! Spare our lives! We surrender! We have been tricked!
I am aware that you have been led astray by an indoctrinated tech priest of the Imperium. Now you have your chance to prove your true loyalty.
We will not fail the Imperium again, Inquisitor!
I find your intrusion extremely inconvenient. I must warn you to leave immediately.
This is your last chance to surrender. Cooperation might still save your life.
My orders will not permit that. Defense protocols activated.
Sending ancient battle automata against me feels like an insult.
It could be also classified as tech heresy. Insult is an insufficient term. Termination is the only viable option.
Your annihilation is a gift to the Emperor.
I understand you, Inquisitor. The thirst for knowledge is what is driving you into danger. You of all people can't blame me for craving knowledge. The long and arduous study of Xenos relics gave me extremely valuable notions about a machine that could turn the Xenos into useful weapons for the Imperium. I have failed to construct a functioning prototype, but I could be so close. might find it difficult to believe me, Inquisitor, but I truly don't want to kill you. But now you leave me no choice.
Execution protocol initiated.
Inquisitor, you are unstoppable. Look, I didn't want to resort to pleading, but I've only been following orders from the upper echelons of Forge World Fuel.
That door is locked, but your inquisitorial override codes will grant you access.
Inquisitor, you have victoriously overcome all the obstacles I placed in your way. I am humbled, but also amused.
I didn't come here to judge you for your sins, but you have left me no choice.
I have been following the orders of my Fabricator General. This is a secret research sanctum preparing for the return of the Hive Fleet. It was all classified.
Or that is what you want me to believe.
Is there any way I can convince you that I am a loyal Imperial subject?
We will see. I seek an ancient Xenos relic, once crafted by the extinct Fabricators race.
That is a relief, because I can help you with that. The Xenotech relics of the Fabricators has been an obsession of mine for a long time.
And financing your heretical experiments by smuggling Xenos relics was just a coincidence.
Pursuing my work requires resources.
I need a particular artifact from their long-lost homeworld, but I don't know where it is.
I have that information, which I obtained in unfortunate circumstances. I sent an expedition there once, but they encountered the Alderi and quickly met their demise.
And what happened after that?
Why do you think I'm hiding in the middle of a tyrannid-infested planet? The Eldar may look like fools, but they are dangerous.
You have been given a second chance. Don't waste it.
You will not regret this choice.
I am not in the habit of allowing anyone to ignore my summons. We're engaged in the most devastating battle the Caligari sector has ever witnessed.
Is the situation connected to that abnormal warp rift in the system?
It is. We call it the Dark Nexus. A bloated, terrible warp anomaly continuously expanding. We could be witnessing the birth of another Eye of Terror.
By the Emperor? That is a very bold and unsettling assertion.
Just think about it, Inquisitor. Another sub-reality in the Imperium, existing within both the real space and the warp, would open up a new front with an endless tide of enemies.
And how could I assist your battle?
As I've been notified by Inquisitor Krabat from the Ordo Hereticus, you have an asset on your ship, with extraordinary capabilities against the warp. It could help us.
The asset is a she, not an it. And indeed, your information correlates with an ancient prophecy about the potential of the Alpha Pariah. But before we could even begin to discuss how she could help us, I must find an artifact that would channel her abilities. Otherwise, there might be grave consequences.
I pray to the Emperor that you find that artifact soon. We will talk later.
Что, друзья, ну было интересно, было прямо классно и даже в каких-то моментах эпически. Помогли мы Арлекину, нашли, допросили, рассказали, не убили. Потом покатались еще на большущем клинке, стальном волке, насколько я помню. Наталиэль Гекса спасли, с ним поговорили. Свободный торговец. Да тут прям вообще происходит сейчас очень много всяких разных интересных штучек. Но мне больше всего понравилось ходить на вольном клинке. Очень даже прикольная механика. Если там будет еще какие-нибудь фишечки в этом плане, полетать на корабле или еще что-то, ну это прямо классно. Мне нравится всегда, когда в играх это добавляют. Будем проходить дальше, посмотрим, что же там будет у нас впереди. Всем большое спасибо за то, что посмотрели эту часть. Лайки, репосты, само собой подписочка очень помогает каналу, очень помогает тому, чтобы я хотел это делать. Если что-то не так, само собой пишите, я учту все ваши пожелания. Постараюсь, по крайней мере, сделать так, чтобы это было максимально интересно. До следующих встреч, пока-пока.